PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Hey, a little bit different twist. What I tell you guys every single year, over the last 5 years, I always have at least one video about giving back to yourself. You work so hard. You give up so much of your time. You're off at 6, you're home by 10 because you had a customer. You work on your day off. You work on holidays. There has to be some time where all your efforts that you do every single year give back to you. Some of you guys follow me on Facebook and you've seen the trip I just took. I always take one motorcycle trip a year and I try to make it epic. I try to ride so much that I can't hardly get off the motorcycle at every single gas stop. But I want to see as much as I possibly can see. So let me walk you through what I did. I took so many pictures. This was my favorite pictures. This is kind of up on a little cliff shooting the 3 motorcycles. And that's Yellowstone Lake in the background. I just think that's a dynamic photo. Kind of does the week. So Courtney was gracious enough to ride out with me. I was going to ride and meet some people in Washington State from Texas. That's already a monumental ride right there just to start the trip. So we took off in the rain. And pouring rain, which was good because it wasn't over 100 degrees. And we rode, after doing 2 sessions for the CAT region, we rode all the way to Grand Island, from Fort Worth, Texas, all the way to Grand Island, Nebraska. The next day from Grand Island, we took off and hit into into South Dakota, and we rode through South Dakota. We stopped in the Badlands. It was still raining, but we rode the Badlands in the rain. Rain was coming down. There wasn't any cars. There wasn't anybody out there. It was fantastic. Went into Rapid City, went by Sturgis, way before the rally started, and then blew out and made it all the way to Billings that night. From Billings, the next day we went into Bozeman. I spent a day with the people at Toyota Bozeman. It was phenomenal. What a great group of people. Courtney went up and rode Beartooth, and I was pretty jealous. And the next day we tracked it hard into Spokane, Washington. She broke away, went to Southern Oregon, Grants Pass, went out into Utah, did all that kind of stuff. And I went to Chelan. So Lake Chelan in Washington, and I met 2 of the greatest guys of all time. Not only are they the greatest guys, they're also car guys. So, the trip was motorcycling, car guys, and nonsense. It was amazing. Look, I've written all this down because it was too much to remember. So we blew out and we went hard. So we went back to Spokane. We stopped by Parker's Toyota and said hey to the gang at Parker's. They were on the way. They're awesome people. Then we went to Bonners Ferry up to Kalispell, and then the next day we jumped out and did Glacier. We did Glacier National. Unbelievable. Glacier was unbelievable. Then we jumped out, went to Helena that night, rode out of some twisties coming into Helena. It was awesome. Then to Red Lodge, Montana. Go to Red Lodge. And Red Lodge is a setup for Beartooth Pass. You have got to be on the Beartooth. I don't care, car, motorcycle, walk. It is spectacular. You're at 11,000 feet overlooking. You just got to go. You got to go and see it. And then from there, we went to Cody. The next day, we rode Yellowstone. No tour buses, very few RVs because of COVID-19. And I guess maybe there's one benefit right there. So we rode at speed. We saw everything, Old Faithful. I put pictures on my Facebook. They're all out there. Then we went right into Teton National. We rode the Tetons, man. It was unbelievable. Jumped out of there, if that wasn't enough, went into one of the greatest places on earth, Jackson, Wyoming, stopped and had a beverage, and jumped out of there, rolled all night, and went into Rock Springs. From Rock Springs, we rode the Flaming Gorge, and one place after another. It was unbelievable. Then to Grand Junction, Colorado, to Moab. And then I met Courtney up in Moab, and they took off and headed back to Washington. And we went to Durango, then Pagosa Screens, did the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge, unbelievable. After that, we went up through Angel Fire, New Mexico, the ski resort, rode in the rain on that, and then went through Amarillo back into Fort Worth, 5,300 miles. I got to tell you, you're not the same when you get back. All the little things that were bothering you are gone. All the little things you were worried about are gone. Now all you want to do is go back to work. And, I know this is kind of a rare PK52. I know it's not the normal deal where I'm talking about selling cars and creating your career, but it's the same thing. If you don't give back to yourself, I got to think 2021 is going to be better than 2020. I'm just going out on a limb here. I've thrown an invitation out. I am going to Sturgis next year unless there's something that just derails it. I always go a week before. Not interested really in the rally. There's too many people. But all the things around there, you know, all the places to go, all the places to ride, all the things to see are all open a week before. And there's so many, it's so much less traffic, so less people. So if there's a bunch of you that reach out, I know a lot of you ride and a lot of you would like to take a break. I will make sure there is a venue on at least one of the nights that we can all get together. I've already got the venue in my mind. I won't tell you where it is. I've got some contacts there, and I can get us a special place where we can all get together and just fellowship, because it's been a minute since we've been together. So I want to put that out there for everybody. Right now, that is the plan. Of course, I'll tell you if the plan falls through, if we don't get through COVID, and I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen. But that's the plan for next year. I'd love to see a bunch of you. I will promise you, you don't need me in South Dakota to enjoy, you know, Rushmore and enjoy Needles Highway and go out to Devil's Tower and go to Custer and go to the Badlands. It's spectacular, breathtaking. The weather is phenomenal. It is green beyond green. It is a beautiful part of the country that time of year. So there's the invitation. Man, detoxify. PK52, the Saturday morning meeting.